Frank, 59, made his final appearance on American Pickers in 2020, and the show formally fired him in 2021. After his dismissal, Frank and his longtime co-star Mike Wolfe were feuding. However, they recently made amends at a reunion in May. Frank's pal opened out to the US Sun in an exclusive interview about the underlying reasons behind his rift with Mike, 59, and the show. "I wouldn't say he was fired," said the insider. "After a period, he returned home and declared, 'I think I'm going to be done for a while.' I believe he was burned out. His back operation was extensive." Frank missed work in 2020 as he recovered from back surgery, which left him with 2 rods in his spine and 185 sutures. The insider went on to say that Frank and Mike's conflict was mostly the result of exhaustion. They disagreed on certain issues and argued, as people do in businesses. Business is business. Frank is familiar with the corporate world. Whatever choice was made, it was made. It wasn't all that significant. Their friendship is excellent outside from work. They're all right. Today, their friendship is strong. They have been close friends for 40 years. They get along really well. They are both pros, that much is clear. Riso and Sayalaingi. There is currently no animosity between Frank, Mike, and his former co-workers, the source previously insisted. There is no bad blood, the insider added of the cast, crew, Mike, and Robbie. The team stops by to see him. They remain in contact. When they are in town, they visit him. They all congregate. It's enjoyable. They're just friends, and their discussion is the same as it has always been. That is the topic of conversation, since those guys are obsessive about picking and finding things. Over Memorial Day weekend, Mike and Frank got back together for the first time in a long time. Everything between them is fine, the source reportedly told the US Sun. They have been close friends for 40 years. They completed high school and have engaged in numerous activities together. The informant claimed that Mike has made a few trips to see Frank after his stroke, and the two have also been communicating by phone and text today. Despite replacing the fan favorite on the show, the insider added that Frank and Mike's brother Robbie are even closer. Frank's TOMEBACK. Frank is even reportedly in talks to return to the program 1 year after having a stroke in July 2022, according to a prior claim from the US Sun. "I don't see why he wouldn't return to the show," a close friend of Frank's said to the US Sun. "Maybe he could return to the show. He follows the most recent episodes. He'll make light of it. There must be something there to pick on. He'll inform them of it." Firing of Frank. During the 2021 interview with the US Sun, Frank discussed his conflict with Mike, his co-star. "My last conversation with Mike was 2 years ago," the fan favorite declared. "He was aware that my back was hurting, yet he didn't call to see how I was doing. That is the way things are." The entire show is skewed in his favor. To demonstrate how much, I can't even stoop down that low. It's all right. It's similar to having Steven Tyler as the frontman of Aerosmith. "I found my place. On the show, I'm second, and he's number 1. I have no issue with that, but perhaps he does." Additionally, he acknowledged, "I believe Mike wants to replace me with his brother Robbie. I'm not sure why he's acting that way toward me." In July 2021, Mike confirmed Frank's termination over Instagram immediately after the interview. "I have known Frank for as long as I can remember. He's been like a brother to me," he wrote in the caption of a photo of the buddies. "Like all of life, the road Frank Danny, and I began in 2009, has had its highs and lows, blessings and challenges, but it has also been the most fulfilling. The encouragement you've all shown us has served as a continual reminder of the show's underlying message. Through these places, people and things, we all share a shared bond. We're here to look after each other as well as the past." As he said in his closing remarks, "I will miss Frank, just like all of you, and I pray for the very best and all good things for him on the next part of his journey." The new life of Frank. After having a stroke in July 2022, Frank was given guardianship and conservatorship the following month. Frank is still receiving outpatient care and still resides at his Iowa home. The friend stated to the U.S. Sun, "Frank keeps getting better every day. After a stroke, you can never be fully recovered, but he is fine. He is aware of what is happening. You could sit and speak with him if he were here right now. He is still the same Frank. He can walk, but because he can't walk far, he will always need a wheelchair," his pal said. Basically, motion is lost. He stopped moving. His right side was impacted by the stroke, which can affect either side. According to the insider, Frank still spends a few hours per week in outpatient therapy. Frank is a reserved individual who enjoys being totally out of the limelight. He's had a stroke, but he's definitely not incapacitated to the point where he can't do anything or do whatever he wants, the person stated. That poses no challenges for him. He simply changed his lifestyle, which caused a slowdown. He is still the same Frank. He is cheerful and has a fantastic sense of humor. He has an optimistic outlook. We frequently make jokes. He's come to terms with everything because you have to make the best of the circumstances. His mind is right, he's a happy guy, and his sense of humor is there. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay with us.